Hey guys, my name is Heather Lindsay.
And my name is Cornelius Lindsay.
And I'm so excited that you landed on Life with the Lindseys.
This is so exciting. This gives us an opportunity to share our life with yours.
Yes, we're going to be talking about everything from entrepreneurship to ministry to your purpose to why you are here, family, parenting, relationships, marriage, sex, you name it. We are talking about it.
So thank you so much for joining us today with Life with the Lindseys. Enjoy it.
Hey, everybody.
What's up, y'all?
Hold on. Let me make sure I'm good.
What?
No, we're good. We're good to go. We're saying hi.
Yo, I was knocked out.
Yeah, you asleep. You were asleep, and I was up.
Did you set all this up?
Set it all up.
Oh, you're the best husband
Set
ever.
it all up. I don't know about all that, but I set it all up.
You're the best husband ever.
Yeah, I was lifting weights today, and
You're not doing good, friend.
my back. My back. So it just took me a little time, just kind of get myself together. But I'm all right now.
Yeah.
I'm all right. Yeah. What we want to talk about? What we want to talk with the people about?
Let's talk about the independent woman.
Oh, Lord.
I want to talk about that post that I made on social media last night
Okay.
because a lot of women can relate to it, and a lot of husbands are sending that post to their wives.
Wow. Okay. Well, give the people who didn't get a chance to read it. Give the people an idea of what you're talking about.
This one husband was like, since you don't want to listen to me, maybe you'll listen to this post.
God, dog, that ain't the way to do it. But sometimes you got. God, dog.
Okay, so I remember one time in our marriage where I actually put this on Instagram, y'all. I remember one time in our marriage where I was heated about something. Some things just didn't go as planned that I was working on, and I had a whole attitude. My husband tried to help me, and I got even more frustrated. Then he got frustrated, and I looked at him, and I was like, why are you mad? This has nothing to do with you. His response wrecked me in that moment. He said, I was upset at myself that I couldn't protect you from what was frustrating you. I blamed myself. That hard convo opened up another door for me to work on, and that's communication. I didn't have to be strong 24/7. I didn't have to figure out everything. I had an amazing spouse who wanted to help me. So my independent, strong women, don't run yourself into the ground. Talk things out with your guy. Figure out how to lessen your load and make things easier. God gave you this partnership for a reason. Two can take on 10,000.
Yeah, I actually remember that.
Right.
I remember that. I remember that whole thing.
So I was just so shocked by you saying that in that moment. I wasn't expecting for you to say that. Like, I was expecting for you to make it about something else. And the thing is, you had gotten upset many times in the past when I was upset, and I never understood why. I'm like, why can't I just be mad?
But the problem is that I've told you that before.
But you know what? It just clicked.
And that's it. It clicked. It clicked. It finally clicked.
Well, dang.
No, I don't mean it like that. But what I'm saying is that, it finally clicked. It was like, okay, she gets it now. And I was very glad that that in that moment, you're like, I felt like I was heard in that moment. Like, okay.
Yeah. I felt like we grew up in our marriage and a little bit there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't know. I think sometimes women have this thing in our head where we're like, we have to figure out everything. We have to do everything. And we don't like asking anybody for anything. So we just carry all these weights.
Why? I guess the question is why?
I think it's because we don't think anybody can do it as good as we do.
God, dog. Okay.
That's just transparency, babe. Like, full transparency.
Okay.
It's like but we don't have to. It's like you're carrying all this weight.
Right.
And God never designed for us to carry it, right?
Right.
And the thing is, if I would have came to you and talked out that situation with you, we could have eliminated half of my frustration.
Right.
If I would have just talked it out with you.
Right.
Because we talked about it like later, and you were like, if you just do this, this, and this, then we would have been good here, here, and here. And I'm like, wow, that's it. Wow, that is the answer.
I mean, remember what somebody said to us? They said it's a little bit of Eve in every woman.
Oh wow, yeah.
And yeah, so yeah, I mean, Godly, I got so much I want to say.
Baby, I want you to just be free. Like, just say it.
Okay, you want me to be free, and all of a sudden I'll be trending on Twitter because I'm being free.
Yeah.
Listen, the idea here is, and understand, I don't care about that, but the idea here is not just your desire, but a woman's desire to be independent is counter the idea of what it is to be the woman.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't have to be.
Come
and
on.
I know a lot of women make the argument, well, I don't have any other choice. And for some, I really believe that is their situation.
Yeah.
But I think for others, it's self-sabotage. You place yourself.
Yeah.
You place yourself in a position of independence because that is what you've always pushed yourself to be.
Yeah.
I'm independent. I don't need anybody. I can take care of myself. So now it's you and 3 kids by yourself because the baby daddy is no good. At least that's the story that you have built inside of your head. He ain't no good. He don't take care of his kids, but he don't know where his kids at. You done told your mama, all your aunties, your uncles, and your cousins he ain't no good. So now your cousins want to fight him, your uncles cuss him, and your aunties talk about him. So of course the kids don't want anything to do with their dad. So it's like the baby daddy ain't no good. Then mom and them can't help you because mom and them need your help. It's like at some point you have to realize you're not independent.
Yeah.
You don't have to figure everything out.
Yeah.
And there is help available, especially when you're married.
No, that's real. I mean, you're right. It's this switch that's just like, and for me in that moment, it was like, I don't want to bother nobody as well. So in addition to me feeling like I can do it all, I'm like, I don't want to bother anybody. I don't want to burden anybody. So I'll just do it. I'll just take it on, and it's like, the problem with that we've run into in 12 years of marriage is that your desire to take it on doesn't just affect you, but it affects everybody. Because even because you look at me and you'll say, well, I just didn't want to make you a part of my projects. Well, the problem is that now I'm a bigger part of your project because now you're frustrated in the moment. You might as well just tell the people what the context of the conversation. Well, the context of the conversation was I was over planning for one of our children's birthday parties. I did a little bit of over planning, a lot of over planning.
I was about to say a little, God.
But I do this every year.
Every year.
Every
party.
Every party. And I'm like, you just show up, baby. You don't have to do anything because I don't want you to feel the pressure of it. Because I love birthdays. Birthdays are like my jam. And I'm like, I don't want anybody else to feel this, right? So I'll just run myself into the ground trying to plan their parties. And then essentially our food completely fell through and I had a slight meltdown because I had like no sleep. I was exhausted. We had no food and the party was starting in like 10 minutes and it was super stressful.
It was a kid's party at a kid's school. They would have been okay.
No.
You could have just got them little monsters some cupcakes and some muffins and walked in there and they would have been just as happy.
No, the teacher had already told the kids not to eat.
Okay, and they could have had donuts, and they could have had muffins, and they could have had everything else. I mean,
so in my head, that's failure because you had a plan, and you told the kid, and the teacher then told 25 students that pizza's coming for lunch, and we need to find pizza.
That would have been a good lesson on pivot. This is kids. This is how you have to learn to pivot. This has been a good lesson on frustration. This has been a good lesson on. You know what, kids? Sometimes things happen that we didn't expect. Welcome to life. This is disappointment. So
really, so in my head, that can't happen. Not on my watch.
Well, hey, you know what?
But that's where I was in that moment, right? Yeah. But now we talked out like how we could do things differently. But you see, y'all don't understand, y'all. Like I don't do stuff regular. Like even the kids' party, I just made it. Like I wanted to decorate the entire classroom. Like it just has to, I can't just pull up to school with some cupcakes or like a donut. Like I gotta pull up. Right. And that's the performance in me. That's the performer in me. But then also it's like that driven part of me that's just like, it has to be perfect. It has to be, I want it to be experienced. I want Christmas in our home to be an experience. Right. Mm-hmm. Like everything, your birthday, I want to be experience. Wanted to be over.
I don't care about the experience. I want it to be over.
Really?
I want it to be, if it is going to be an experience, make it a quick one. Let's make it a quick experience. We can boop, bop, bop, boom, and we out of there. Make it clean, cut. Let's just move on. I don't understand
that, baby.
What do you mean?
I feel like you're like, to me, you're missing out on the beauty of parts of life.
I ain't missing out on no doggone thing.
You sure?
I'm positive. I ain't missing out on nothing.
I feel like you might be missing out a little bit, baby.
No, I don't feel that way. I feel no amount of pressure to have to feel like I need to like, you know, be at a party or, you know, attend a celebration or put on a celebration or,
I mean, I'm doing it for everybody. I just
celebrate a
like,
holiday. No, I'm just saying, like, I feel no pressure. I feel no obligation. I feel absolutely none of
pressure. I feel joy. Like the thing is,
and
I'm
that's
not
good.
doing it to like get people's approval or doing it. Like I'm doing it because it truly does make me happy. Ooh. I just overload myself with it.
And here's the thing. I have never looked at you and said, you need to stop doing it, you know?
Yeah, I know.
But my thing is, when it comes to that, if you gonna do that, then you can't come over here worrying me because that's your thing. Like
we've already talked about that. And that's why I need therapy.
Yeah, that's why you need therapy. And that's why we talk about our sponsor, BetterHelp. So BetterHelp, we absolutely love our sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an opportunity for you. Like people, a lot of people are talking about therapy, and we have everything that's going on right now in the world. I mean, can we say we're kind of post-COVID now? Yeah, we're kind of getting post-COVID.
Let's go.
So, you know, but still we got some underlying trauma and things that we're still dealing with, and we have to make sure that we talk about those things. And BetterHelp, our sponsor BetterHelp, gives you an opportunity to match up with a licensed professional therapist who can walk you through those traumas and walk you through those things that you're facing, whether, you know, it's sleeping issues, whether it is relationships, it's family, you're grieving a death or whatever it may be. BetterHelp has licensed professionals who can assist you along that journey.
Yes, BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat lessons with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's also more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a person in under 48 hours. Come through. Now, y'all give it a try. Over 2 million people have been giving it a try and have been using BetterHelp online therapy. Now, this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp and Life with the Lindseys. Listeners get 10% off their very first month at betterhelp.com/Lindseys. That's BetterHelp.com/Lindsay.
Yeah.
I might not need therapy for that, but
well, praise the Lord. I don't know.
I need therapy for a lot of things, you guys.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, that's the thing. My thing is, I don't want to feel like I'm obligated to have to be in the mix of all this party stuff. Like, you know, when you do these parties, you plan out, like you get all this stuff, and then it's like, well, then
remember
it becomes
Logan's first party?
Yeah, I remember
it looked
that.
like
It was like a wedding. It looked better. It looked better than our wedding reception.
But you didn't let me design our wedding.
Because no, we gotta let you just design it. Like we sat there in the room. We just didn't have the money to pay for all that. I mean,
That's
that
true.
one bouquet of roses was like $80-something.
No, it was $800.
No, it was $80. The one that went in the what's that thing called? The one that went in the middle.
In the buffet.
No, not in the buffet. There was the one that went in the middle of the arch. It was $80. I remember it was $80.
Well, I remember the buffet.
Well, you may not be remembering
$4.50
what I'm talking about. The one I'm talking about in the arch was $80. But anyway, there wasn't nothing. We paid. We got what we paid for.
It's true. We was po.
But the thing was that I don't want to be involved in that. But then if there are things that you can ask me, say, hey, here are some of the things I'm going to be doing. Do you mind picking up the pizzas? Do you mind? Do you mind? And I'm just like, and then you give me the answer, be like, yep, I can. Because one thing I don't like to be is I don't like to be inconvenienced.
I know, that's why I don't involve you.
Yeah, and I don't have to feel like, oh my goodness, you know. But it's like now I gotta like maneuver my entire day to to work for a party or to set up a party. Like I don't put up streamers and.
But you helped me set up the party.
What?
Actually, Logan had a birthday last week, and you helped me set that up.
Yeah, I went and got the pizzas.
Oh, that's what you did.
Yeah, I went and got the pizza. I went and got the pizzas. I went by the grocery store. I got some chips. I got some drinks,
great.
and
then you
put them in the cooler.
Set it up and everything.
That's all I did. I set it on the counter. I sat on the counter and mama came behind me and she like started to put it inside of stuff and took the salsa and put it in these little, for me, I took the chip bag. I put it right there. I took the salsa and I put it right next to it.
See, for me, it has to be an experience.
That's you and my mom. That's what it was.
Yeah.
She made it look good.
Yeah.
For me, I was making it functional. There are the chips. There are the chips. There's the salsa. If you don't know what to do with it from now, I don't know what to tell you. That was it. But that's me. That's me. And
I mean, I think we've figured out how to work. We're learning how to work.
Yeah.
Continuously together and work better.
But women don't have to be independent.
You're right.
I feel like now our society is trying to push more and more women into that more independent role. And what's sad is that they push themselves into an independent role, then they wonder why their relationships don't work. Because I believe that a lot of men look at it and they don't want it. I was listening to these people argue online the other day. People are always arguing online. They were arguing about, women who the issue was that if a woman makes too much, then she's not attractive or a man won't want her or something like that. Yeah. And I don't think that that's the case. I don't think it's the case that she makes too much or anything else. It's the case that she comes in and she doesn't need him. And however you want to put that, a man wants to feel needed.
Yeah.
And if not, then why is he there? I think that's in our makeup. It's in our genetics. It's who we are as men. Yeah. We need to feel like we're needed. We need to feel like there's a purpose for us being there. And if not, why am I here?
Yeah.
So I'm just here for what? So you kind of move on, but y'all do y'all independent thing, and it's ridiculous.
Y'all, I'm not independent. I need you all the time.
We've been working on that. I mean, might as well be honest with the people working on it.
Yeah.
You can
be very independent.
You have your own independent, type of. I'm on.
Wait, come on.
No, I'm just saying.
But do you not feel needed?
Yeah, absolutely. But you want to talk to the people right now because I want to take this call. I got to take this call.
Wait, you don't feel needed?
Yeah, I do. I definitely feel needed, but I have to take this call.
Okay, you can take this call.
Okay, talk to the people.
Do I have to put that on?
Hello?
No. Okay. So he just left. But he's right. If I can give you guys like a little bit of backstory, my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and I grew up watching her really just lead the household because my dad gave her those reins. He was like the provider. He went and worked a 9 to 5. My mom ran the home, but my mom was still very much like included my dad in things, but he very well just kind of gave her the reins and was like, hey, do whatever, this is your lane with the kids. So that's kind of what I saw growing up, but I still saw my mom being like soft with my father. But still very strong. And then my father passes away. Then I'm watching my mom go to new levels of like strength, right? And then I end up going off to New York City after I graduated college. And I worked with all women, y'all. They were strong, powerful women. I mean, strong women that are running things currently in the entertainment industry. Like these women were just powerhouses, and worked with everybody you could possibly think of. So I'm working at Universal Music Group. I'm working at a record label, and I'm just around women who are just bosses. And I get this like indoctrinated, I think that's the word. But I'm around it. I'm around just powerful women. They're strong. And that's who my mentors were. I mean, to this day, my mentors are strong women. So I'm around all these strong people. And at first, when I would get around those women, I'd get frustrated because I'd be like, I felt weak when I was around those women. I'm talking about the women at Def Jam. But I would get around those women and I felt like I was weak because they were so strong. And they literally trained me to be strong, like literally. And then I marry you, and I was pretty, you have to admit, I'm not saying I was weak, but I was like probably pretty weak when I met you. Probably pretty emotional. I was still strong, but still emotional, kind of led by my feelings, right? You didn't think so?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Yeah. So when I met you, I felt like you helped train me to be strong. Like literally, you would just be like, well, you'd say stuff that drives me nuts to this day, but you'd say things like, I ain't gonna always be on this earth, Heather. You got to be strong. You got to be strong. You know, you can't depend on me for everything, right? We depend on God, right? And you just strong, strong, strong. So I go from Def Jam, everybody's strong, to you, and you're like, be strong, be strong. And now, I remember you were telling somebody, you were like, Heather, too strong. I need her to. He's like, I've literally helped her to be so strong. I need to like calm that down a little bit.
No, I don't, because you said that a lot, but I think a lot of that was already in you.
Yeah.
It was already in you. So I don't think like I did anything in particular. It's just that the only thing I did was I refused to allow for you to be dependent on me.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I didn't, and
you forced me to be strong.
I don't think that's forcing you to be strong. In my opinion, it's just helping to change the perspective. I'm changing where we are because you needed to look, you know, you need to look towards God and not towards me. But some people need to be looking towards their bank account. Make sure because your bank account may be getting some overdraft fees, some monthly fees, some other stuff. You need to fix it. That's the reason why we're so excited about Chime.
Yes, y'all kick off 2022 with a better checking account with no monthly fees. Chime's an award-winning app and debit card with no overdraft fees, foreign transaction fees, monthly fees, or service fees. Come on, get your bag in 2022, y'all. With over 60,000 fee-free and network ATMs at many locations like Walgreens, 7-Eleven, CVS, you can access your money whenever you need it. You can also send money to anybody, even if they're not on Chime. And that's fee-free for you and no cash-out fees for them. Yeah,
and I mean, you have to understand something. You're talking about a checking account where there are, you know, no monthly fees. I mean, this is definitely something that you guys should look into. So start looking at Chime right now. Make your first good decision of the year and join over 10 million people using Chime. Sign up takes only 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/LWTL. That's chime.com/LWTL, chime.com/LWTL. Banking services provided by and debit card issued by the Bancorp Bank or Stride Bank NA. Members FDIC. Get fee-free transactions at any Money Pass ATM in a 7-Eleven location and any Allpoint or Visa Plus Alliance ATM. Otherwise, out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees may apply. Sometimes pay anyone. Instant transfers can be delayed. The recipient must use a valid debit card or be a Chime member to claim funds.
I feel like you trained me to be really strong.
You know, tomato. I
think for what we've been called to do, like you challenge me. Like if you don't remember, when we first started dating, you would figure out issues and problems that I had and would start fights to develop me.
I mean, the way that you say it,
terrible.
It sounds horrible, but in the heart of me, I train leaders. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And so, you know, when I see a deficiency, then I automatically want to go towards saying, let's build that up. And with you, it was already there.
Yeah.
And I don't think I trained you to be like strong and independent and all this kind of stuff. I think that was already something that was within you. And my thing was, I'm like, okay, yes, I'm your husband. And yes, I want you to have a level of dependence, a level of interdependence with me. But I need you to understand that, you know, one day I could possibly not be here, or that you need to depend on God. I think that it is a false idea for me to give you this sense of, you know, security that makes you think that I'm gonna be here with you forever, that you can never get lost. Or, well, I didn't say you did. I guess in my head, I'm like, you know, I need for you to pay attention when I'm driving, because one day you may not have your phone. One day you may not have, you know, one day your phone might die and the car might cut off or something might happen. You need to know where's the gun. You need to know where's this. You need to know where stuff is. You need to know how to do what you need to do.
I mean, that's true. Okay. I mean, you're right. But I definitely feel like, I mean, you're right. You trained me to be a leader and you trained me to be stronger. And I love that. And I appreciate that. But I definitely had to learn how to like balance that out and make sure you felt needed and wanted and loved in the marriage too, you know, because I feel like some people don't feel that. Some husbands don't feel needed.
Hold on. How did we get to that part? Hold on. Let's rewind. So hold on, say that again. So you did what to make me feel needed and wanted and loved?
No, I wanted to make sure that I'm doing my part. You know what I mean? Where I'm not being super independent.
Oh.
Because you said earlier that some people, before you took the phone call, some people don't feel needed or wanted and loved. So I was trying to segue back into that.
I said it?
You did.
I must forget what I was talking about.
Okay. You were just saying that some people don't feel that from their spouses. And they're like, why am I here? What's the point of me being here?
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Child, you was ready to flip this table. You all right?
No. I was trying to figure out. You're talking about me feeling needed, wanting love, or people feeling needed, wanting love. I think I said loved, but I was talking about men wanting to feel needed. I feel like that is something like to be a provider, to be a protector, to be all those things. It is that a man wants to feel like when I walk inside the house that there is something to protect. There's something to provide for. There's something there for me to entrust my greatest service towards. And when it's not, because you got it all together and you can do it all by yourself and you can fix it. It's like, I think that when you talk to men, I think that on the other side of that, it's like, you want to be independent, but on the other side of that, men look at that and they say, all right, we're going to do it by yourself then. So then. Can
you give them some examples?
What you mean? Give them some examples.
Like what that looks like.
What you mean? Because what part?
You were saying like, I'm very strong, right? Mm-hmm. And something I'm always working on is making sure, like you said something like, we're not 100 yet, but we're getting there where you feel needed.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you say something like that? Mm-hmm. Or no, you said you did say you felt like you were needed.
What? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, where are you getting this stuff from? I'm like, legit. Who did somebody else on the podcast with you? I don't know.
Babe, what? I'm so jet lagged from that trip. It don't make no sense.
Good gracious alive.
Just give some people some examples about with like men, how they want to feel needed in their home.
They just want to feel needed. Like they actually want to be heard. They want to be heard. Good. They want to be listened to. And then here's the thing. When a woman will say something like, well, he's not a good leader. Well, he may not be the kind of leader that you are trying to get him to be. But he is a leader. He's just he might be a silent leader. He might be a steady go leader. He might be a visionary leader. He might be a very authoritative leader. He is a leader. He just may not have the type of style of leadership that you are somehow expecting.
This girl said her husband doesn't care.
Well, he probably doesn't care. And that's probably a very true statement. And he probably doesn't care. And somewhere along the line in their marriage, he probably just stopped caring altogether.
Because maybe he did care at one point about
absolutely he cared.
Her.
Yeah, because that's why he married her.
Right. And then she's just figuring out everything on her own.
Yeah.
She don't need him.
Yeah. So now it's all of a sudden turned into his fault that he doesn't care. And that's why I don't need him, because he don't care about me. Well, he probably did care about you. But somehow the environment was created. An environment was created where there was nothing for him to care for, because you had it all figured out. You had it all going. There's nothing he can say because you're smarter than he is. You know more of the Bible than he does. You're more spiritual than he is. You go to church more than he does. You do this. And the fact that he still smoke weed, you got a problem with it. And he ain't a good man. And he ain't this. Like, yeah, of course. Like, yeah, he probably doesn't care anymore. He's checked out.
Well, how do you get him to check back in?
You need to come off your high horse. You need to just you chill out.
Women need details.
What you mean need details? That's the detail. Come off your high horse. Stop like creating this environment where you suck all the need out of the room. Allow for that man to fulfill something. Allow for him to be a man. Allow for him to give some direction. And if he's gotten to that point where he's completely checked out, then he probably don't even want to give direction anymore.
Because he doesn't feel confident.
Because he doesn't feel confident in the direction he gives. Because when he was given direction, it's like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know. Don't listen to him. Kids, don't listen to him. Your dad don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, that's sad.
That kind of crap happens. Like, don't listen. He don't know what he's talking about.
No way.
Your dad don't know what he's talking about. And it's like, well, at that point, then she says, well, he don't. Well, my husband don't lead me. Who want to lead your loudmouth self? You loud. You ignorant, arrogant. Like, look, like that's But that's the reality.
Yeah,
that is the reality.
But what if she feels like even from the very beginning he was never a leader?
But see, that's a lie.
Never like strong. Like he
did have a sense of strength.
Listen. This is what they say. This is what women say to me. They say from the very beginning, he has been like, oh, you figure out, you do it. What do you want to do? Like he's passed it off on her. Like that's what my dad did.
Okay.
Like he just passed everything off on my mom. Was like, what do you want to do? You do it. I don't care.
Okay. Well, two things. Before I get to those two things, ritual. I'm actually drinking out of my ritual cup right now. That's not water. So, but bless you. Just had to have me a little Jesus juice. But nevertheless, ritual. No, definitely not water. But the episode. Could you put your nose? Good. White people doing stuff. You don't put your nose over somebody to drink.
Talk about white people.
But that's black folks. We don't smell snow. That's like putting your fingers in somebody's food. Oh no,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to let you know what your other half do. We don't do that. That's like no, sis.
No way.
No. You don't put. That. You don't know because like your nose, something come out your nose while you sniffing up. Because sniff back down.
No,
absolutely. Yeah, we don't
I think
do that.
You're doing the most.
No, that's it. I guarantee there's a bunch of black people out there right now. Like, yep, he right.
I have never heard that in all my years.
Hey, let me ask you this: have you ever put your finger in another black person's food?
Of course not. I don't put it in a white person's food.
Well, I'm just saying. I've been.
White people don't do stuff like that.
I've been in your house for Thanksgiving. I've seen y'all share off each other plate.
Warm or
no,
not.
God no. You put your finger in my collard greens. It's gonna be a fight. But I don't eat collard greens. Nevertheless, this episode is sponsored by Ritual. Protein powders can be intimidating, but the fact is we all need protein. It's not just about muscles. Protein helps support bone health and satiety. And as we go through life, protein needs change. So it's important to choose a mix of different life stages. Ritual's Essential Protein is a delicious plant-based protein powder with three distinct formulas designed to meet the body's changing protein needs. So I know that being plant-based, you love you love plant-based, and I know that you've been drinking the Ritual protein.
Yeah, it's so hard finding real plant-based because you look on the back and it's got milk in it and it's just like, wait, hold up, milk protein, like what's that, right? So I'm so glad that it's clean. It tastes good. It has a super flexible subscription service, and it's all you have to do is just take it, throw it in there, put some water in there. I like to personally put it in the blender. My favorite recipe, you know this, is the protein powder, a couple bananas, ice, a little bit of almond butter, and I just blend it up really nice, and it tastes so good.
Yeah.
And it's plant-based, which makes my heart happy.
Yeah, y'all. So ready to shake up your protein ritual. All of our listeners, you get 10% off during your first 3 months at ritual.com/LWL. Ritual even offers a money-back guarantee if you're not 100% in love. Visit ritual.com/LWL today for 10% off your first 3 months. Again, that is ritual.com/LWL today for 10% off your first 3 months.
Get your 10%.
Yeah. But so I'm going back to that whole thing before I went on my tirade about you putting your nose on my wall.
I did not know that was ever a thing. You have never, but I feel like you smell everything. You smell the food. My
food.
You've smelled my food.
Think back. Think back. No,
Logan has too.
No. My food.
I don't remember.
I guarantee you, I was raised in and I'm not grouping all black people in the same box, but I'm saying I was raised in a black community. I'm not saying I'm not grouping all white people in the white box. I'm just saying I was raised in a community that was predominantly black with no white people in it. And in that community, it was very clear.
You don't smell people's stuff.
You don't put your nose over nobody's food. It's the same type of thing as you sweeping a black person's feet. Have you ever
never heard of that?
Oh,
what do you mean,
man.
What?
Let the broom touch a black man's foot or a black woman's foot. No.
I'm gonna go try that on your mama. Wait, that's not a thing.
It is a thing. You should just don't do it to her.
You don't do. I know I would never. But I'm just saying. Ask her. Of course you would, because that's dirty.
Just ask her about it. Yeah, it's nasty. It's dirty. It's nasty. But nevertheless, it was something that you asked. And I had two things, but I don't want to tell right now. I kind of forgot about it. You asked about something.
Yeah.
And the people probably be like, oh my God, you gotta say it.
I know. I was asking you for examples on how.
Oh yeah. I remember what it was. Number one, because you were talking about, these women are talking about, he's never led and he's always just passed it on to me. Okay, number one, why did you marry him? If that was the case.
Because I love him.
But number one, if he wasn't such a great leader, then why in the world did you marry him?
Hold on. Because they didn't find out about that they were supposed to marry a leader till 10 years into their marriage and they have 5 kids. When we're young, think about it. You marry young. You don't know nothing. Right. And I feel like some people are in marriages that they just didn't know better.
Some people have been dating for 12, 13 years. They ain't getting married quick. These people been
dating. Are listening have been married for a long time.
And maybe some of them have, and I'll get to them. But I'm talking about some of the people who are like, well, he's never, like what you mentioned. You said he's never been a good leader.
Hold on, listen. What about those? He's great at everything is perfect.
Okay.
Except that one area. Nobody's perfect, right?
Right.
So that one area, she's like, I might just have to live with.
She's not perfect. Yeah, she does. She's gonna live with the rest of her life. That's her husband. But here's the thing. Why don't she learn his leadership style? And maybe he is a good leader. Maybe she's not a good follower.
Wait, why are you making it all about the woman and everything they need to work on?
You're asking me a question because you said, hold up, are y'all talking with me? Are we on the same podcast?
Wait, why aren't you asking me?
What are you talking about? You asked me. Are we? Hold on, didn't you asked me?
I asked you a question, but I feel like you should ask me the question too.
Ask you the question about what? Like, about a man's leadership?
No, meaning like, okay, so she's strong and independent. Like, you didn't ask me any questions. Like, why?
Because I did at the beginning. Are you still asleep? I did. Remember at the beginning thing? We talked about, you remember you went on a whole thing about why you're strong. Because you feel like you want to take care of everything. Remember you gave the statement at the beginning and you said we're strong because we feel like we can do it better than everybody else.
That's true.
Remember the statement?
That's true.
You're right.
I feel like both parties need to work on changing.
No, they do. But no, I agree with you. But you asked me a specific question.
I did. You're right. You're right. Go ahead.
We on the same.
Baby, next time you're gonna wake me up out of my sleep.
Well, we had to record. But God dog, I could have sworn. I'm like, hold up, am I crazy? All the married people out there like, see, that's how it go. Y'all know, don't you? Like hey, no, legit. Like she got me over feeling like I'm crazy. Like I just got off another bus. I know what bus I rode, and you asked me a specific question. You asked me like 2 of them, and then you like, why don't you ask me a question?
I'm so jet lagged.
Y'all talking about we talking about independent women, and you said you need to give them examples. You said because women need details.
We need details. But I also want to feel like the men are going to step up too. I don't want to feel like it's always the women that have to step up.
Well,
and change.
Why does it always have to be a versus? Like this one and this side and this side. Like why can't it just be, you know what? If a man's going to step up, maybe she needs to learn how to step down. Or he can learn how to step up. I believe that it is natural instinct for a man that when it comes time for him to act and he is pushed to the limit, he will do that. That's his natural instinct. I believe that. I believe that is a man's intuition. Yeah. That is what was embedded on the inside of us. Yeah. We will either fight or we will run. Whichever way, that's all we're going to do. But what's wrong with just saying, okay, like maybe you have been strong. Maybe you've been too strong. Maybe you've been too independent. Step down.
Yeah.
It's okay. Resign from your post. Step down. Give him room to grow.
I saw this post on Instagram that said, I'm tired of the strong black woman title. Like, I want to be soft. Like, I want to be tender. I want to be taken care of and looked after. I want to feel safe. I don't want it to feel like I have to lead all the time.
That's the issue of trust.
Yeah, it is. And I think it goes deeper rooted. Like,
it's deeper rooted than just her husband.
Obviously, maybe your father wasn't in your life or your father didn't look at you or give you attention or something. Or your mother, right? It's some childhood trauma that's along there. Right.
It's the issue of trust and also safety.
And I had daddy issues. So I think that has affected us in a sense where I feel like I have to do it. I have to take care of it because of my own unresolved daddy issues that I'm in therapy for and working through myself.
And I applaud you for that. I really do. I applaud you for that. But I do think that's an issue of trust. It's an issue of safety. It's an issue of security. She doesn't feel secure. And she's trying to find her security in her husband. The fact of the matter is, she's not supposed to find full security in him. She can feel secure because he's there.
Yeah.
But one day he may not be there.
Yeah. But you're going to be around at like 90, 100.
Well, see, I don't know that. You keep telling yourself that, but that could be a fantasy.
But it's not a fantasy, baby.
But it could be. I don't know how long I can be here. I like to live in reality. I
feel like if you traded stocks, you would be bearish all the time. Like the market's crashing. Just super negative.
I don't feel like that's negative. It's the same way that people, you know, they refer to Thomas as a doubter. I believe that Thomas was a realist.
Pessimistic.
No, he wasn't. I don't think he was pessimistic. I think he was a realist. Thomas was saying, okay, well, let me see your hands. Let me see it. Yeah. He was a realist. He was like, okay, well, I mean, since you're standing here before me, let me see it.
And I'm just like,
everybody else is like, you just believe in it. Like, I just believe
me.
Oh, you're really Jesus. You just walked through the door and you eat honeycomb. No, I'm like Thomas, bro, put your hands out. Right. Let me see, pimp. Like, that ain't hard. I'm just a realist.
You are a realist.
I'm a realist. I look at things as they are.
Try to pop my happy bubble. And it was so funny because my phone kept shutting off and I called you in between it while you were at the gym.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so cute because you're like, where are you at? And it was just so cute because I was like, how do I make this stop? Like, I don't know how to make it work.
Well, that's it.
But I figured out how to get there. You'd be proud.
Praise the Lord.
It was just a straight shot, though.
Well, we wrapped it all up and it's good to go and independent.
And we're not going to record when I'm half asleep.
Child, we didn't record the last 7 episodes with you being half asleep and yawning. So at this point, I just think that's what the people expect. They're like, hell, the tide.
Hell, the tide.
Okay. Well,
but I don't have to be.
Huh?
I'm stepping down. I'm resigning.
Okay. Praise the Lord. Well, everybody, we thank y'all so much for joining us for another episode of Life with the Lindseys or whatever this was. Make sure you share this with your family and your friends.
It was Life with the Lindseys. It's real life. Real life is we just landed. And I'm like, on another time zone.
So God bless each and every one of you. Make sure you share this with your family and your friends and all your loved ones. And make sure you go to the thing and leave reviews and leave us 5 stars.
We love you guys.
Love you guys.